but one of the things I wanted to focus on today is the path to permanent residency for families. This is a large part of the family and personal immigration work we do here at Ackah Law, is helping families be reunited. And given that it's the holiday season, I thought it would be a great time to discuss the process, who qualifies, who doesn't qualify, and how to be reunited with your loved ones if you are in Canada and they are in another country. Most of the sponsorship applications we do are for spouses, whether they're common law or married, and we need to prove the relationship is legitimate, and we tell the story of how they met and with the story of their romance, with pictures, as well as we also have, their letters from family and friends. And this process with all the forms and everything takes quite a while. Depending on the country, you can sponsor your spouse that you married who is abroad. And if you have children together, or the spouse that you're sponsoring has children and they are free to come to Canada, because let's say the ex-spouse maybe is comfortable with them being sponsored, then the whole family can come. Usually it takes anywhere from 12 to 24 months, again, depending on the country, to be able to bring your spouse with you to Canada as a permanent resident and their dependents. The thing about sponsorship is, for spouses, there is no low income cutoff. So it means that you don't need to make a certain amount of money if you are sponsoring your spouse. However, if there are dependents involved in the sponsorship, there is a low income cutoff, and the government sets that LICO every year. So it can be anywhere from, if you have one child, about $40,000, that's 3 people, all the way up, because they know how expensive it is to live in Canada, and they want to make sure that you can afford to support the family members you're bringing to Canada. Another common spousal application we do is, another PR application we do commonly is people who want to bring their parents to Canada. This is the parental sponsorship. It's very hard to get into. It's basically like a lottery, and there's still such a backlog that many, many people are still qualifying under the old program to be able to bring their parents. But if you're lucky enough to be selected, you can also bring your parents to Canada under the permanent residence process, and that also will take 12 to 24 months. And you must be able to show that you can afford your parents, because the assumption is they're likely not working outside of the home. They may help you with your children or your home care needs, but may not be contributing economically, depending how old they are and their health status in Canada. The other kind of family sponsorship would be if you're able to bring family members, such as the last sibling. If there's no other family members you can sponsor, if you have a sibling that's an orphan, that has no parents, and you qualify, you can also bring that person to Canada, completing extensive forms, sometimes proving DNA, etc., to make sure that you are related, and then they can come and join you so they're not alone. One of the applications we're doing currently is the Lonely Canadian application. And this one is where somebody is in Canada, but they have no family here, and they've never sponsored anybody before, and they're now permanent residents or citizens. They can sponsor to bring one of their family members to Canada, with supposing they meet all the criteria, so that there's no longer a lonely Canadian, and you can bring them with you to support you here in your work, in your life, in your old age. That's called the Lonely Canadian sponsorship category. In the old days, there were many more options for sponsorship, but it's becoming less and less easy to sponsor extended family members. So if you want to discuss if you're even eligible to sponsor somebody, please do call us at Ackah Business Immigration Law. We can go through the requirements and make sure that you qualify in a consultation before you begin the process. I hope this has been helpful to you. Given this time of the year when everybody wants to be with their loved ones, being here and not having family is so difficult and so lonely. And if you are interested in looking at ways to sponsor your family members so that you can be reunited in Canada, we would love to help you. This is the part of our job that we love the most, and we call it our happy law work, because it allows us to make people happy and to be reuniting families and loved ones. It's just a fabulous part of our job. I wish you and your family all the best for the holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.